A Sign of Affection is not your typical shojo. Normally they have this male lead that's super smooth, cool, hot, and every guy just tries to delusionally self-insert on it. Every girl is just... Or there's a reverse harem that's fighting over a single girl, which I'm assuming does the same thing for women as a regular harem does for men. I don't know, I have a smooth boy brain, but A Sign of Affection chose the secret third route. Fat, luscious lips. Subscribe to Wiibz. A Sign of Affection follows a girl in college named Yuki who's been deaf her whole life and has a chance encounter with a guy named Itsumi. He is quiet, mysterious, hot, well-traveled, and has luscious lips that lends a helping hand to Yuki. And that was it. Just a passing encounter. They each went their separate ways, practically going back to being strangers. That is until her friend Rin drags her out to a bar to see her crush, and lo and behold, luscious lips is there. I mean Itsumi. Anyways, Rin, being a wing girl of a lifetime, sets up Itsumi to walk Yuki home, where he does everything right. He is extra attentive about things Yuki can't hear. He goes that extra mile to make communication with her easier, and he even openly expresses he wants to be a part of her life. I mean, he laid the Riz on thicker than a Miami girl's plastic surgery, which worked. I fell in love immediately after watching episode 1. I really enjoyed the fact that there wasn't this ridiculous notion of love at first sight, which so many anime, or just the media in general, portray as normal, and that made this show feel so much more realistic, because as the series progresses, Yuki's actively navigating her emotions, trying to figure out what exactly it is that she's feeling, and even consulting in her friends about her emotions, which is normally how things work in real life. Then Itsumi denied and decimated that idea and brought me back from reality to anime with his absurdly unrealistic Riz. No one in real life is gonna treat you like this, male or female, which, contradictory to my previous point, is why I love it. No one watches a fiction romance so you can self-insert on a person that's living a normal life. We all want to be pampered. We want to live on a pedestal, treated like royalty. We are waiting for someone to swoop us off our feet. We all want, including me and Itsumi, someone that'll make your britches drop soaking wet just by the way they treat you. But I've also only gone one layer deep. There's a whole other layer to explore on why this anime is so good, which is Yuki's disability, or being deaf. The author Sue Morishita, may be a pen name, I don't know for sure, but she did a great job making you experience the life of a deaf person. She went as far as interviewing teachers at the school for the deaf, and even had someone supervising their use of sign language. There are so many little things that I never would have even thought of just not being around deaf people in my life, like not grabbing Yuki from behind because she can't hear you coming. That is such a cool small detail that intuitively makes sense once you hear it, and really opens up your mind about the world they live in that you would never get if you weren't around someone who was deaf. Then this anime takes all of that compiled knowledge of how others like Yuki live and builds a world around them and expands it that much further, going as far as having their opening 5 minutes letting us hear the world as we know it, and then slowly having the sound fade away until nothing's left but this slight ringing noise as the camera pans to Yuki. Which is an insane reality check that immediately brings you into Yuki's world. That is just instantaneous world building and immediately has a structure like no other, which is a huge reason why I love this anime. I just love following this girl and experiencing her world as she sees and hears it. Even if this story only had Yuki's life and followed her every day as she lives her life going to school, navigating friendships, or just like applying the jobs and then making a drama type show about her life as a deaf person, I would eat that up. Just And don't get me wrong, I love the romantic development too. If only the romantic plot was left, I would have been perfectly content watching that as well, because I just want to self-insert on Yuki and be treated like that. Either way, this would have been a very successful anime, but combining those two features made it so much more impactful, because this is no longer just your typical romance story with some good writing. This is a story about someone truly wanting to become a part of someone else's world, which is all anyone ever wants. They want a partner that will try things they love, someone that will put in effort to learn about the things they're interested in, and I can't even imagine how meaningful it would be to a deaf person or anyone like that for someone to try and enter their world and learn how to be in their world with them. But I think we do get a glimpse at that because A Sign of Affection just radiates that feeling of happiness and fat luscious lips. But I hope you enjoyed the video on A Sign of Affection. If you did, make sure you let the subscribe button know you want to be a part of its world. And let me know what you thought about A Sign of Affection down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.